Hello, people of the internet. Welcome to another review here on Pens of the Mind. I am James Phoenix. With me today is Chris the Mole.
Hello.
And today we are here to talk about the 2012 into 2013 spin-off of the ABC show Once Upon a Time that we've reviewed over the last few seasons, and that is Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. If you'd like to...
I believe we've reviewed every season of Once Upon a Time.
Did we do the first few? I thought we picked it up at like 3 or 4, but maybe we did.
When we went back, but we weren't. We did a few seasons.
Gotcha. Fair enough. But anyway, this is Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. It's a spin-off. Features a couple of characters that appeared minorly in the regular show, but had much larger roles in this spin-off. Name of the character of Will Scarlet, aka the Knave of Hearts, as well as near the season end, there is a cameo from Cora in her role as the Queen of Hearts.
Yep. Well, I wouldn't say Cora had a minor role.
Well, yeah, but I mean, she's only in like the last 3 episodes.
Yeah, but I mean, in Once Upon a Time, when you say she had a minor role.
A minor role in Wonderland. I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know Will had a minor role in the original.
Yeah. His role was to be better for Belle than her husband was, and they should have stayed together. But anyway. So this is really good. I had not seen this up until now. If you're interested, the episodes there's 13 of them. It was a short run, but they are available for free on abc.com, at least over here.
Yep, and they are available to purchase on Amazon and stuff.
Yep, that too. So definitely check those out.
I purchased them digitally on Amazon because they didn't actually release a DVD of this.
No, they didn't, which is weird.
It's because they decided it's cancelled. We're not going to bring out the box set.
That's fair. I would have thought they would have done like one big box set that, hey, here's all 7 seasons, Wonderland, the whole shebang, but I guess not. Anyway, this was really good. This is definitely better than the last few seasons of the actual show, which probably speaks to about when this was made, because this was back during the good seasons.
Yeah, to be fair, when I watched this originally, I didn't care for it too much. After watching season 7, which has absolutely no redeeming qualities, to the point it actually got the show fucking cancelled. Fuck that show. This just felt like a breath of fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
You okay?
No, I'm fine. Just sinus. Yeah, very true. I agree, and maybe it's because I watched. I thought seasons 5 through 7 were not particularly good, although I did think 7 was better than 5 and 6. But either way, the quality has been.
I thought 5 and 6 were miles better than 7.
Okay, that's fair. But either way, the quality of the last 3 seasons was generally not where it was the earlier seasons, and so this was this was really good, and I did like that. Even in only 13 episodes, they were able to build up the characters in this, make you care about them, and have an intricate backstory and lore with a few twists you didn't see coming, all in the course of 13 episodes, which for them is normally about the size of just maybe a little over half a season. So,
to be fair, this is at the time when they were writing half seasons at a time.
Oh, that's true.
Neverland and Oz, what do you call it, like Frozen, which was awesome, and they did it that way. Awesome. So they had experience at least writing mini arcs.
That is true. But the premise of this is effectively that Alice, of course, is the main character, and the idea is that her experiences as a little girl initially in Wonderland were quite a number of years ago. She's now in her late teens, possibly early 20s. I can't tell. But I think she's supposed to be late teenager. Anyway, upon returning home from Wonderland, nobody believed her, so she went back to Wonderland to try to find proof. It spent years trying to do this, eventually ending up in an asylum. And this was after having a long series of adventures in Wonderland where she fell in love with a genie by the name of Cyrus. And the premise of this is basically her finding out that Cyrus, who she believed to be dead, is actually alive, and going on an adventure, spurred on by the White Rabbit and the Knave of Hearts, to locate her true love and be reunited with him. But of course, there are a variety of forces of evil and crazy shit happening in Wonderland that are conspiring to make that not happen.
Yep.
But there's a lot of great aspects of this. Number one, I like how they use the. I will note I have not actually read Alice in Wonderland or Through the Looking Glass. I'm familiar with the general plot, but haven't read the book, so I won't pretend to know if it's exact. But I am picking up a lot of references that I know are from the source material, and I think they're doing a good job working them into this version of Wonderland. Uh, you know, historical notes like okay, they mentioned obviously Cora was the Queen of Hearts. They explained that the Red Queen situation. They went out of their way to have the Caterpillar appear and make it more like a mob boss where he makes deals with people.
Yep, they did a good job. And like I said last review when we did season 7, the only season of a TV show I'm going to say is worse than Ninja Turtles Fast Forward. It's a case of, yeah, this is actually Alice.
It is. I agree. As much as I did like the character of Tilly in season 7, I agree. This is much more Alice than she was. I think Tilly was a great character, but I think if they had said that she just was not Alice and was her own character, she would have been a much stronger character.
Yep. Now, I will say, Once Upon a Time, in my opinion, had a better actor playing Jafar, but this one had better material to work with.
Yeah, I can see the benefits of both Jafars here. I really like this Jafar. I think I personally like it better, but I think that's probably because the writing is so good. It's not necessary. Yeah, but I do like David Andrews as an actor. He was in Lost. He's very good, so I might also be biased in that. Whereas Oded Fair is really good, but I've only seen him in the one role in the Brendan Fraser Mummy movie. So,
yep. But yeah, the other actor's a better actor, but it's a case that this one just had better stuff to work with, better script.
The other actor also looks more like Jafar, in my opinion, at least comparing to the cartoon.
That's fair. I will say the effects on this kind of mess up sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks good, but sometimes, like when they're walking through Wonderland and they've used CGI to do Wonderland, when you see the Queen walking through and stuff, her outfit, like round there, you can clearly see the blurring effect from the sea which happens with bad green screening. Which I didn't like that.
No. And I will say I did like what they did with the Red Queen in this. I think they did a great job establishing her as a strong villain, but then giving her a sympathetic backstory as Anastasia. And now I understand where everybody was coming from in season 7. Like, why didn't you use this Anastasia if you were going to work in another Cinderella plotline? But I liked her storyline. How they established, everything. Okay, she's a powerful evil queen, but they established how she got there, that she lost a true love to get there, that she was manipulated by Cora, that they went through all this, and I thought that they made her a really strong character. That the actress did a great job showing both the stern, I am, the strong, powerful, magic evil queen, but at the same time the vulnerable Anastasia behind the mask. And I think that actor did a very good job.
Yeah, I liked her. I thought she did a good job. Sometimes her facial expressions weren't quite right, but I thought she did a good job. The only negative was I felt she got redeemed way too quick.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
She was evil to redeemed in 13 episodes. It took all the other villains like seasons and seasons to do that. Now you could make the case of, well, they didn't know they'd get another season, but you're like, yeah, but you can still leave it open.
True. But at the same time, it's still a better redemption than season 7 of Rumple.
To be fair, everything's better in season 7.
That's true. But yeah, they did a great job with
Literally her. Watching WWE ECW is better than fucking season 7.
The zombie!
Yep. It's way better than Rumple showing up and going, I will kill you. And I'm going, no, you won't. He goes, okay then, and leaves. And you're like, fuck off. Why are you doing this 20 times in this whole fucking season? Fuck off. Aha, I will kill you. No, you won't. Oh, okay.
Yeah. But getting back to...
he literally did it more times than in the song, Do You Want to Build a Snowman? When she goes, okay, bye. He's like, I'm going to murder you. No, you won't. Okay, bye. And just leaves. And you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
And then at the end, he finally kills someone. And it's fucking him.
Yep.
And you're like, fuck off.
But going back to Wonderland, like I said, I like the plot line they worked in where, it turns out, okay, they thought the Red Queen killed Cyrus, but it turns out that he was alive, and the journey to get him back, and how Jafar got involved because he's trying to get the 3 genies to change the rules of magic, which seems to be a recurring theme in this show.
Yeah. And I will say, character-wise, don't like Will.
Yeah, I understand like he's supposed to be there for like comic relief, but I feel like they took the whole "you have no heart, therefore show no emotion" thing a little too far.
I don't think that's him as the character. That actor, whenever I've seen him and stuff, I don't like him. He acts that way in everything. And I'm like, I don't know.
Fair
At least
enough.
these ones tried to give an explanation for his wooden acting.
Yeah.
He's literally acts more wooden than fucking the guy who played Pinocchio.
Ah,
And the guy who plays Pinocchio had emotions. I'm not calling him wooden.
yeah.
But that's pretty bad.
Yeah, I want to give a shout out to John Lithgow for voicing the White Rabbit because he was awesome.
I did like the White Rabbit. I liked the look of Wonderland. One thing I thought was awesome was Cheshire Cat, the villain.
Yeah, that surprised me, and that was one of the better CGI things. He looked really creepy.
Yeah, he's like, and goes to kill him. I'm not going to go through all the plot, and I'm definitely not going to spoil the season final because I know you've still got to watch that.
Yeah, I got a couple of episodes to go.
But it's still cool. I like that. And like I said, debatable where you should watch it because you kind of want to watch it before the Jafar episodes in Once Upon a Time, but at the same time, they tell you enough in that where you don't need to watch this as much. I recommend watching this after season 7 if you end up watching that, just because it's so shit that watching this will suddenly at least leave you on a high to close the season.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can certainly agree with that. That's how I viewed it, and I think it's certainly a worthwhile pause there. And it is interesting to look and see, okay, I kind of see where this fits in. Like, okay, we saw that, a little bit earlier. Okay, that's when Will was with the Merry Men. Here's a part where he was in Storybrooke, and then he kind of disappeared for a while. And you can look back at that season and go, oh, yeah, that's when Will stopped showing up in the other show. You can kind of figure out where it fits in.
Now, I will say one of the problems with the CGI, in my opinion, is I think it's because they used too much of it.
They did use a lot, yeah.
I can understand why they did, to be fair, because they're in Wonderland. They can't just do that. Like, oh look, it's Wonderland that happens to look exactly like a fucking city or a town in fucking the middle of America. That doesn't work. So they had to use the CGI to make it wonder in Wonderland, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which I can like the part where they land on like the custard stuff and they're walking. That bit's cool. However, because they used so much of it, they kind of blew their budget, I feel, on the CGI. Maybe that's why some of it's worse than others, but a lot of it looks good, and I like the twist that they do with Jabberwocky.
Yeah, I like the Jabberwocky character.
I also love because I know you've got there that you now hopefully love Jafar's staff.
Yeah, that's a great plot line behind the staff and its power. That was really enjoyable.
Like I said to you, I still love that one scene with Jafar when she's like, "But you love me," as he betrays her. He goes, "No, you loved me," and just watches her and die basically and picks
turn into a staff, and I'm like, wow. Yeah, and I did enjoy his back. I won't spoil what it is, but his backstory regarding his father and how that is what led him down the path of being evil. I thought that was really cool.
We technically already covered that.
Okay.
When we just discussed Jafar and the other one, we already said what his backstory was.
That's
I want
fair.
to point out, if you've seen any episodes of Once Upon a Time, you know what his backstory is. Oh no, my parents were mean to me, so I became evil. It's literally the same as every fucking villain.
Pretty much.
Rumpelstiltskin became one because, oh no, my daddy was mean to me. And my mum was mean to me. Although literally they come back as villains later on, but still, like Regina. Oh, I became one because my mother was evil to me. Oh, okay. Cora, yeah, but I became one because other people were mean to me about my daddy. And yeah, stop giving everyone parent issues. I understand it's a theme in Disney movies for animated show and for kids, but that's because it's aimed at kids. And I argue a kid's social circle consists of the 5 kids at its table with crayons on their parents. So obviously, they got parents. When it comes to adults, they could have gone for ABC, they could have gone so many different ways to make villains.
It could have.
I also feel like the Sultan twist with him goes nowhere.
Kind of, yeah. And I still feel like that.
I mean, yeah, it's weird that the Sultan's the guy in the cage the whole time, but he literally pulls him out, gets the good thing off, and makes him tell him he loves him and kills him, and you're like, there's no point to this. This is filler.
Yep. And
like, you could remove the whole plot and it changes nothing.
Yeah. And the other thing about the Sultan, I'm like, I feel like you're trying to make us feel bad for the Sultan, but regardless of how much you've treated like crap since then, you literally tried to drown and murder a kid in cold blood. I don't feel that sympathetic for you.
To be fair, we've all done that. No, you haven't? Oh.
He doesn't even regret it. He's even at one point in that one episode, he's in the cage, and Jafar's all like, don't you regret blood? Like, no, my only regret is that I didn't hold your head under the water longer. It's like, wow, dude.
Yeah, I have one problem with that, with the Sultan, though.
Okay.
The guy they cast as the Sultan when he was young and tried to murder Jafar, and he was all crazy with the kid killing. That guy's a cold, like, badass actor. Then when he's older, for some reason, being in prison has suddenly made him a nice, sweet old man. And you're like, they don't act like they're the same. They don't look.
No, they don't. Yeah, that's weird.
None of this makes sense. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's a
now I'm gonna have to go back and check out some early season 7 because now I got to figure out if this is the same Sultan that they were dealing with in the Aladdin flashbacks, or if that was like the Jafar's stepbrother or whatever.
It wouldn't be the same Sultan.
Was it a different Agrabah?
When they dealt with
down from Agrabah.
When the Sultan that they were dealing with, remember, he's killed him. He's got him in the cage the whole time. We see the Sultan's stuff in the flashbacks. Isn't the Sultan they're dealing with? Jasmine's dad.
Oh, okay.
And we don't see her with Jasmine. We just see her with crazy, I'm going to kill someone child.
Okay, so maybe Jafar took his father, his brother ran away, and so another Sultan took the throne.
It's also possible the little kid who was going to take his throne, who was a complete dick to Jafar and treated him like Ted DiBiase treated Virgil. It's possible that kid was basically grows up to be Jasmine's Sultan dad.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Jafar could be Jasmine's uncle.
Granduncle.
Granduncle?
Uncle.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Yeah. Well, Once Upon a Time is famous for nothing if not ridiculous family issues.
It's also famous for ridiculous plots, though, and you actually map out a timeline, just make no fucking sense.
Yeah, that too.
At a certain point, you're just like, okay, that happened.
Yeah. But at any rate, overall, the show is it is really enjoyable, and you do really get into the adventure and learn to care for these characters. And some of the versions of the characters, I think, are really well done.
Yep, and I will say the ending does go into the end, how we get with when you see him in Once Upon a Time. When he's Genie Jafar. Or Gene Far. But basically, it's a case of it's still that series. Like I said, it still explains enough, but you don't need to have seen it.
Okay.
If that makes sense, like
yeah,
because I still recommend putting this at the end, just because it's a better way to end the series.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I will go. I don't know exactly why they did this, but I will mention quickly. I need to give a shout out to that one episode where we saw the 2 episodes where we saw the White Rabbit's family and his wife was voiced by Whoopi Goldberg. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I don't know if we needed that, but that's a fun treat.
Yep. To be fair, it's nice to see him with a family. Why wouldn't he have one?
No, I don't mean the family. I just meant Whoopi being the voice. I'm like, I feel like that's a nice treat, but I feel like that was money that I don't know.
To be fair, she was in a Alice in Wonderland movie.
That's true.
Because she was the scary ass Cheshire Cat, but still.
Yeah.
Sorry, the Cheshire Cat, where it's clearly a puppet cat, but with Whoopi Goldberg's face badly CGI'd onto it. It's fucking terrifying.
That was weird.
I've seen that film. I was like, oh, okay. When that happened, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, that was weird. And I did like how we got to really see the backstories of all the different characters. See Alice's situation between the real world and Wonderland. Find out about Cyrus' situation with his brothers and his mother and how that all came to be. I feel like we really got to know a lot about all these characters in a short amount of time, and that they did a good job really making you care about all these characters and what happened to them.
And her dad better than season 7 Hook.
Yeah, argument to be made there. Yeah, certainly.
Because her dad felt like an Alice in Wonderland dad.
He did.
Not like, hey, I'm Captain Hook. Not really.
Yeah, and I want to give that. Yeah, I want to give that dad credit, by the way, because even though he didn't have a lot of scenes, he did a good job. And at first, I was like, "Oh, he's a dad. He's there. He's doing a decent job." And then they did that scene that he was in the last one, where he was like Jafar was gonna drop him to his dad. That he gave that amazing speech about not deserving Alice's forgiveness and shit because he treated her like crap. And I'm like, okay, no, that was really good.
Yeah, and then he's like, no, and he looks and sort of says no as he puts his hand out and dies in a hurricane. I remember.
Oh, God. But anyway, so what would your overall rating be for Wonderland here, unless there's anything else you wanted to bring up?
Yeah, I'd give it a thumbs up. It's Once Upon a Time, in my opinion, in terms of quality, the best was obviously season 1. And season 2 is still pretty good, but this is like just below its prime, if that makes sense. So it's still good. So I give it a thumb up. Yeah,
I certainly agree. This is very well worth watching. I'd throw this at a good 90 out of 100, 9 out of 10. This is worth watching. It's enjoyable. The acting, for the most part, not counting Will, is pretty good. The effects are, for the most part, the CGI is pretty good. There's a few weak points, but it's still enjoyable to look at. I really like Naveen Andrews playing Jafar. I think he's a really good villain. Whether that's his acting or the writing is up to interpretation, but it's still really enjoyable to watch one way or another. I like the Red Queen. She did a good job. Just everything just really came together to make a really intricate adventure and a really unique version of Wonderland that I think is great to watch and visit. And I'm a little sad that this version of the show didn't get more seasons to continue on, because I feel like even if it wasn't this specifically, I feel like the fact that they realized, hey, we can do these little confined 13 episode things, I feel like they could have done more to see backstories of other things, like Once Upon a Time in Oz or Once Upon a Time in...
We did that. There was literally an Oz arc of Once Upon a Time that was 13 episodes.
I know, but it was tied with all the main characters. I feel like they could have done one that was like, they had things going on in Oz before the Wicked Witch fully took over, and they're showing things in Oz that didn't involve the main characters.
This one should have continued. Its main problem was they wrote it to be placed and viewed in between seasons.
Right.
But they decided, let's just air it on the same time as Once Upon a Time, as not literally at the exact same time, but I mean the same season as Once Upon a Time airs, instead of in the gaps. So and people are like, well, no, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, which is understandable.
Which is unfortunate, but
yeah. But overall, it's definitely worthwhile checking out if you have the opportunity. It's out there. You can get it on Amazon. Give it a watch. If you're a Once Upon a Time fan, it's worthwhile, and you'll feel better than you did after season 7. All right, Mole, thank you for joining me. And stay tuned. We got a couple more things coming up here. We're going to go into a review of the UK wrestling show World of Sports in just a moment here. And then we're going to follow that up with the final countdown, which is the top 5 heroes
which is
gone
the top
bad.
5 things better than Once Upon a Time season 7. On that list includes Highlander 2.
Oh, damn. All right. We'll see you in the other videos, folks. Peace.